This is Lisa from Mobile Tech Review, and it's SmackDown time. You knew this was coming, didn't you, guys and gals? We have the Samsung Galaxy S6 Edge Plus, a lot of words and stuff there, and we have the Samsung Galaxy Note 5, both 5.7-inch Super AMOLED QHD displays, same processor and internals inside. It's not easy to pick. Is the pen mightier than the curve? We'll find out. So here we have two fabulous phablets. This isn't so much a smackdown because they're almost identical phones, really. It's not like one is going to really rampage out and win over the other, but they're just two different takes on what is the same device at the core. Of course, the price is a little different between those two, and we'll get to that as well. But here we have the Samsung Galaxy S6 Edge Plus with the curve on both sides of the display. This is not like the Galaxy Note Edge from last year that had some actual pretty deep functionality going on here. Some apps could use the side screen separately. It was like a separate panel being addressed. This really is just one screen wrapping around over here, and you can see we got the little pull-out. So you got your favorite people and you have an app launcher. That's all that does right now. So it doesn't have the super duper functionality of last year's Note Edge. For those of you who are owning one and thinking about upgrading, you do get curves on two sides instead of one. Here we have the latest Samsung Galaxy Note 5, as ever with the S Pen. Now spring-loaded, yes, it's possible to put it in upside down, shall we say, which means you can stick it in butt first. That's become the latest little scandal, so just, well, don't do that. You can feel it's tactile. So you can feel which end you're putting in even in the dark. But anyway, you can see when you take it out, you've got a variety of things you can do. You've got Screen Write, which is basically screen capture with annotation. You've got Smart Select right here, Action Memo, S Note. You can customize and add your own shortcuts. This is really handy for, well, writing notes to self. If you're the kind of person that wants to write down notes all the time, capture screens and put them into notes afterwards, even do some text recognition on them. You can do all that sort of stuff. So powerful tool here. Now, a lot of you are actually upgrading from the Note 4, Note 3, even Note 2. And for those of you who say, hey, you know, I love my Note because I love the big display and having the fastest processor that Samsung offers, the highest quality Super AMOLED display, all that sort of thing. Well, the Note Edge Plus, rather the Galaxy S6 Edge Plus could be the one for you if you really don't use that pen and you just want something that is beautiful. You know, it looks thinner, doesn't it, narrower, but it's not. That's because the way it tapers in, it makes it look that way. They're really about the same exact size there. But what you do get is a gorgeous looking phone. And, you know, I'm not usually into bling, but I have to say that the gold option, which is available in the United States from all the big carriers for the Edge Plus, but not for the Note, is really quite even more stunning. If you want something that looks very different and, well, blingy classy, that's an option too. The Note is available in your choice of black or white. With the Edge, you get either black, which is this one right here, or you get Goldilocks right there. Anyway, really about the same size. The difference in ergonomics is going to be the curves obviously are front-facing on the display, so the display wraps around on your Edge Plus. With the Note, it too has curves, but they're on the back. It's almost as if Samsung took the same frame, and they actually are very close, the metal frame here, and just reversed it. So, curved glass on the back. So what's the good thing about that? It feels nicer in the hand. It won't dig into your hand at all. Makes it easier to hold even though it's a big phone. Nice. Now with the Edge Plus, because the Edge is digging into your palm a little bit, you get the idea. There's no curve to accommodate your hand, so this one's a little bit harder to hold, particularly if you have smaller hands and it's already a big stretch for your palm. Now I have really big hands, so that's not a problem. I can wrap around either of these. I don't find this painful in terms of digging into your palm. I have the regular size S6 Edge, and it really doesn't hurt my palms, but harder to pick up, a little harder to hold. I mean, because you just got less to grab onto because these little side bezels are pretty skinny and you got the slippery glass up top. So as a matter of convenience, very easy to pick this up. This, you want to be careful so you don't drop it because, well, it's glass on the back. Both of these phones are clad in Gorilla Glass 4, back and front. So equally as vulnerable to potential disasters. If you are the kind of person who drops things, has sweaty paws, anything like that, you're going to put a case on either of these anyway. A little more challenging to find cases for the Edge phones because, well, they're just, it's a challenging kind of design here, isn't it? But they do exist, so. Inside, these phones are identical. I mean identical. Same 3000 milliamp non-removable battery. No micro SD card slot anymore. Both QHD Super AMOLED displays, both very bright, viewable outdoors. The best Samsung has made, yes, and they already make supreme displays. So these are some of the best displays you're going to get on a phone. Same Exynos 7420 2.1 gigahertz octa-core CPU with 4 gigs of RAM and your choice of 32 or 64 gigs of internal storage. Same cameras on the back. One of the best 16 megapixel cameras we've seen on a smartphone yet. You got the heart rate monitor right on the back, both of these phones. They are the same phones functionally. They're the same in terms of benchmarks. They're the same in terms of perceived speed. Honestly, both displays are gorgeous to look at. Some people probably will find the Edge more striking because of the way it wraps around, like how neat that photograph looks. Other people say that this is distracting. They notice the light diffraction on the corners right here, and instead of finding it immersive, they find it makes them feel a little crazy. I suggest if you can, go to a store, look at it in person, see which camp you are. You're either going to love it or you're going to hate it. Now there's the price difference between these two phones. Both of these are very expensive phones. You know, we're talking $700 for the 32 gig. No, we're talking about $800 for the Edge Plus. So expensive phones. And oddly enough, even though the Note 5 is the one where you'd perceive more functionality because you have that Wacom-based S Pen in there and the extra software and features that go along with them, no, the Edge is the more expensive one because apparently these are still pretty difficult and expensive to make. I know when the original S6 Edge came out, Samsung didn't have a great yield rate. That means they have to throw away some displays that just don't meet quality standards. So this guy, you're going to pay $100 extra for that beautiful curvy look. So for those of you who are price conscious, you're already stretching your budget, the Note 5 is actually, well, a little bit of a value leader here among very expensive phablets, no doubt. But of course, for those of you who like living smaller, there's a regular Galaxy S6, S6 Edge for no pen, but smaller, cheaper versions of these guys. By the way, both of these have the same speaker firing from the bottom USB 2.0 port. Again, really pretty close to identical. You can see a slight difference in the Edge here. There's a little bit of a ridge on the metal here, whereas this is flat. That's, you know, just a difference in design consideration. Both have the little antenna lines, so the antenna signal can get out. Now, one thing I like about the Note 5 also is you can pop out the S Pen. It has detection, and you can start writing a note to self. So I just told myself, buy a gaming tablet. Now, it's a little bit faint there when it's in this mode, and I can save that. So I can just, if there's something I need to remember and do, I can just pull out the pen automatically and write on the screen. I think you can guess that for me personally, the Note, and I've always been more of a Note person, honestly, wins out. But that doesn't mean it wasn't an easy choice because I love the way this looks. And admittedly, I actually really love the way that pretty gold one looks even more because, wow, just nothing quite like that. So it isn't an easy choice. The looks versus the functionality of the S Pen for $100 less. Well, that led me to the Note 5. But for you, it could be different. And now you see really what the difference is between these two. It's the design. It's whether you want the gorgeous edge-looking thing and you never ever use the S Pen, or if you are an S Pen person and you find value in S Note, taking notes, easy screen captures, that sort of thing, or if you want to save $100. You're going to save $100 with the Note. But honestly, both of these are very expensive, and since many, if not most of you, are going with monthly payment plans at this point, you're talking a couple of bucks a month difference. So, you know, if you can give up your one latte a month, you can go for the Edge Plus versus the Note 5. So there it is, the Samsung Galaxy S6 Edge Plus and the Samsung Galaxy Note 5. Two really nice and two very expensive phones. I don't think you're going to be unhappy with either of these phones if you got your heart set on the biggest and the best that Samsung currently makes for 2015. But hopefully the decision's a little bit easier. I know it's still hard, and I too kind of wish there was a Galaxy Note Edge like we had last year so you could get the best of both worlds. Doesn't look like Samsung's doing it. So there you go. The pen features and saving some money versus that beautiful curvy display, and in the United States, the gold option. Looks awful nice. I'm Lisa from Mobile Tech Review. Be sure to watch our video reviews of each of these phones, read our written reviews, and subscribe to our YouTube channel.